Hello? You want me to film a NASCAR race? Like in the pits? I think we can make that happen. Yeah, so that is the phone call I got 2 weeks ago from a NASCAR driver, Jesse Little, who is a driver in the Xfinity series. Really, it's like the #2 league. Like if you're thinking baseball, it's like AAA. Jesse was looking to get a video updated on his website so he can put it in front of potential sponsors and try and gain more sponsorship for the upcoming season. His video is a little outdated, and so he wanted me to come shoot behind the scenes before the race on pit road and showcase what it would be like working with him before the races and how he entertains sponsors and stuff like that. I've never filmed a NASCAR race before or anything like that, but I do have a lot of experience doing brand videos and putting videos like this together that tell a story to help somebody make some sort of sale. So of course I said yes, sounded super interesting, and the first thing I thought is, what the heck are we going to bring? So let's go into the studio here and talk about what it is that we brought to this NASCAR race to shoot the behind the scenes video with Jesse Little. So I didn't really know what to expect or what I could bring, so my goal was to fit everything that I was gonna bring and use in my backpack, and that's all I was gonna bring. So let's check out what I used. The first thing I brought was my Sony FX3. I thought it was a really good run and gun camera to be able to shoot video, but also I've been really impressed with the simple photos for social media. I told him I'd grab some photos that he could use for Instagram and thought it was a really good camera to bring. On the camera, I had the 24mm G Master f1.4 lens. I knew if I needed some really wide shots, that would be the perfect lens for me to be able to use. Obviously, it's gonna be really bright, so I needed the variable ND filters, also with some step-up rings, so I could use it for when it's really bright outside. Now, I did forget to mention that I also brought the Tiffin Black Pro-Mist filter, 1/8 inch. I kept that on the Sony the entire time. It just gives it a look that's much more cinema quality camera, and it just looks really good. And that's it, that's all I brought. So luckily this week's race was at Charlotte Motor Speedway, which was about 45 minutes south of where I live. So I was just able to drive over there and get the clips easily rather than having to fly and do all that kind of stuff. So my goal when I was going into this was really to get a 90-second B-roll clip, or enough clips to be able to cut together. He was gonna come to the studio here to do his voiceover recording, whatever that interview portion is, to kind of complete this brand video. And then I was also gonna get him 30-ish or so photos for social media so he can use them, you know, throughout his Instagram page. So I spoke to Jesse a few times before I went to the track, and really what we talked about was I'm gonna come in on Friday for practice, and that way there's not quite as many people there. We can get any like specific B-roll shots that we needed. You know, it's not race day, so he's not super focused. He's not really trying to, you know, think about where he's gonna place and win and all that kind of stuff. So we said, hey, let's get over there on Friday. We can get any stage stuff that we need. And then on Saturday during the race, I just want you to do your normal thing, and I'm just gonna kind of capture the day in the life of what the race day kind of process would look like. And so I knew based on that style, we'd be able to shoot most of it, if not all of it, in 60 frames per second. I wanted just some nice slow motion shots. That way we could kind of have this build up. I was focused on getting clips of him interacting with his crew, focused on some detail shots, really close ups. I wanted to see his face, his expressions, you know, kind of get him working, and you could see that he is focused on the race. And then I really wanted to focus on him on pit road before the race. I wanted to see him stepping over the wall. I wanted to see him during the national anthem, get some detail shots, hand over the heart, you know, really up close, because this is the last little bit right before the race. And so that was kind of my thought process. I wanted to show some of the car, obviously, so people could see like, hey, that's where my sponsor would be. But ultimately, my whole focus was making sure that Jesse looked like the person that sponsors would want to give money to. I was super impressed with the FX3. I was really happy with how everything came out with it. I thought the image quality looked awesome. Honestly, the photos were amazing. Like, this thing is not a photo camera. It is a cinema camera, but I was super impressed with the photos. I had so many people comment and be like, man, these photos look great. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a photo camera. I don't know what happened. Sometimes you just shoot and get lucky. But yeah, super impressed with how the Sony FX3 handled both the video and photos for social media. But ultimately, I was really happy with how everything turned out. I know Jesse was really happy with how everything turned out. He was thrilled with everything that we got. And I really hope that some sponsor sees this video and gives him a nice sponsorship for the 2022 season. So here it is. Here's the final video with Jesse Little of what we captured for a NASCAR driver to help him with getting sponsorship for next year. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.
Also back in town, good friend of ours. He was here last time. Jesse Little is here. He's going to be participating in the events this weekend. Tell everybody what you're going to be running.
I'm a 24-year-old third-generation race car driver. My name's Jesse Little. Since I can remember, I've either been at the track or in a race car. My dad came from the Pacific Northwest, grew up in racing. My grandfather promoted racetracks up there. And in the late 80s, my dad moved to North Carolina to pursue his career in stock car racing. And as he retired in the early 2000s, I kind of started my journey in pursuit of the same thing. I like to think of myself as one of the most well-rounded drivers as far as, communication, marketability, talent, skill, work ethic. I'm to the point in my career where I'm one step away from what I wanted to be when I was little. And I can see that, I can almost grab it. I like to tell people, when you kind of have a partnership with us and myself, you'll get what you get. I'll shoot you straight. I won't pretend to be this person and then, act like a different guy out on the racetrack. I need to grow my partnership. I need to grow my personal funding to a point where then I can kind of use my talent and skills to leverage with a car owner. And to do that, I need to find more partners, bring more partners into the sport, enough big ones to, basically gain the resources to go out there and win races.